Once upon a time in a lively and often tumultuous neighborhood, where the streets echoed with the hurried footsteps of residents and the incessant murmurs of gossip. At the heart of this neighborhood, there was a woman named Elodie. Elodie was known to everyone as the biggest prostitute in the region. Her flamboyant beauty and captivating personality attracted men like butterflies attracted to light. Every night, Elodie walked the streets confidently, her heels echoing on the worn cobblestones. She had a loyal following among wealthy men and the desperate, all drawn to her charm and quick wit. But behind the veil of seduction that she wore so skillfully hid a woman with a heavy past and broken dreams. Despite his well-established daily life, an unexpected encounter would soon upset his routine. One day, as Elodie was getting ready for another night of work, she caught the eye of a young man she had never seen before. He stood in the shadow of a porch, looking lost and disoriented. Elodie, curious, approached him. "You seem lost," she said softly. The young man looked up, revealing a look of deep sadness. "I'm looking for someone," he replied. "My name is David. I am the pastor's son. My father sent me here to find a woman who needs our help." Elodie raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "And why does your father think such a woman would be here, in this neighborhood?" David sighed. "He's heard rumors. He believes there's someone here who deserves a second chance, a new life." Elodie laughed bitterly. "A second chance? In this neighborhood? It's rare." But something in David's sincere gaze touched her. She decided to help him, at least for that night. "Come on, I'll show you around." He spoke to the inhabitants, helped the needy, and gradually gained their trust. Elodie, despite herself, felt attracted by his determination and his kindness. Little by little, she revealed to him bits of her own past, a childhood marked by poverty, a failed marriage, and finally, her descent into prostitution. Weeks passed, and David became a comforting presence in the neighborhood. Elodie found herself impatiently awaiting her visits. One evening, as the sun set and the neighborhood began to come alive, David and Elodie sat on a bench, watching the streetlight lights come on one by one. "Why are you doing all this, David?" asked Elodie, breaking the silence. "Why do you want to help these people so much?" David was silent for a moment, then replied softly, "Because everyone deserves a second chance, Elodie. It doesn't matter what they've done, or where they come from. My father taught me that redemption is possible for everyone. World." Elodie looked down, touched by his words. "And me? Do you think I deserve a second chance?" she whispered. David placed a comforting hand on hers. "I think you're already getting it, Elodie. You just have to believe it too." Encouraged by his words, Elodie began to envision a different future. She began saving money, dreaming of leaving the streets and starting a new life. David, for his part, continued to support her, providing not only hope, but also resources to help her achieve her dreams. One day, while they were walking together, Elodie saw a small shop for sale. His eyes lit up with new hope. "David, look. This shop. I could turn it into a tea room. A place where people could come and relax, chat, and maybe even find some comfort." David smiles. "It's a wonderful idea, Elodie. And I'm sure you'll succeed." With the help of David and the local residents, Elodie managed to buy the shop and transform it into a charming tea room. The first days were difficult, but little by little, customers began to arrive, attracted by the warm atmosphere and sincere welcome from Elodie. The tea room became a meeting place for the neighborhood, a refuge for those who needed a break and a listening ear. The tea room's business was thriving, and Elodie was delighted to see her vision come to life. She was no longer just the woman with the echoing heels in the streets, but a respected and beloved figure in the community. Joyful conversations and laughter filled the space, and Elodie delighted in each new face that came through the door. One day, while serving teas and pastries to her customers, a familiar face entered the shop. He was a former client, a wealthy businessman named Monsieur Bernard. He looked at her with surprise and admiration. "Elodie? I can't believe my eyes. This place is magnificent." She smiled shyly. "Thank you, Mr. Bernard. I have decided to change my life." Mr. Bernard, touched by his journey and his transformation, began to regularly frequent the tea room, becoming one of its most loyal customers. He was impressed by Elodie's determination and strength. One day, he proposed a collaboration: open a chain of tea rooms throughout the city, while retaining the warm and welcoming atmosphere of the first. "I want to invest in your dream, Elodie. This tea room can be a model for other neighborhoods. Together, we can bring a little light and comfort where it is needed." Elodie, moved by this proposal, accepted with enthusiasm. Thanks to Mr. Bernard's investment and David's continued support, she was able to open several tea rooms, each becoming a haven of peace for those seeking a moment of tranquility and human warmth. However, the path was not without pitfalls. Each new neighborhood presented its own challenges, but Elodie, with her experience and support network, managed to overcome the obstacles. She trained local youth, giving them a chance to work and learn, creating jobs and opportunities for those who needed them most. One evening, while she was closing one of her tea rooms, Elodie saw David waiting for her outside. He had a special glint in his eyes. "Elodie," he began, "I have something to tell you. Since I met you, you have continued to inspire me. Your strength, your resilience, and your ability to transform your life and that of others. I think I fell in love with you." Elodie, surprised and touched, felt her heart beat faster. She realized that David had been her pillar, her unwavering support, and that her feelings went far beyond friendship. "David," she replied softly, "you've changed my life in so many ways. I think I love you too." They kissed under the stars, marking the start of a new stage in their lives. Together, they continued to work for the well-being of others, bringing hope and love wherever they went. Over time, their relationship strengthened and their love grew, transforming their dreams into concrete realities. The months passed, and Elodie and David found themselves immersed in a life filled with projects and shared happiness. Their love had blossomed, and their dreams of building a future together were taking shape. One summer morning, as the sun's rays gently caressed the walls of the tea rooms they had opened, David rose with particular resolve. He had been planning this moment for weeks and couldn't wait to share it with Elodie. He went to the small shop where Elodie worked, his hands full of fresh flowers. When he entered, the sweet scent of roses and peonies filled the room, and Elodie looked up in surprise. "David, what is all this?" she asked, smiling. David approached, his heart beating. "Elodie, every moment spent by your side has been a true gift. You have shown me the strength and beauty of the human soul. Today, I want to make a request of you which, I hope, will make you shine your eyes as you make mine shine." He knelt in front of her, taking a small box from his pocket. Inside was a delicate ring adorned with a precious stone. "Elodie, will you marry me? Do you want to be by my side for the rest of our days, to share our dreams, our joys, and our challenges?" Elodie, her eyes filled with tears of happiness, accepted with a burst of joy. "Yes, David, I do." Their wedding was a modest but magnificent event, celebrated in a small local church, surrounded by their friends, tea room employees, and local residents. The church, decorated with white flowers and candles, reflected the spirit of renewal and light that had marked their history. The ceremony was full of gentleness and emotion. The priest, an old friend of David, spoke with tenderness of the sincere love and the journey that Elodie and David had undertaken together. When the couple exchanged their vows, they did so with the deep conviction that their love was a solid pillar for their common future. After the ceremony, a simple and warm celebration took place in the tea house garden. The tables were adorned with white tablecloths, bouquets of flowers, and flickering candles. Laughter and lively conversations mixed with the melodies of local musicians, creating an atmosphere of joy and celebration. The months that followed were marked by mutual development. Elodie and David embarked on new projects, continuing to expand their chain of tea rooms while remaining deeply involved in their neighborhood. Their work was not only a source of income, but also a means of doing good around them. Elodie, now wife and partner, found a balance between her professional responsibilities and her personal life. She devoted herself to her clients with the same enthusiasm as before, but every evening, she returned to a house filled with love and complicity with David. One evening, as they sat together on the balcony of their house, watching the lights twinkle in the distance, Elodie turned to David with a gentle smile. You know, David, I never imagined that my life could take such a turn. Thanks to you, I found a new path, a new goal. David took her hand, his eyes shining with tenderness. You're the one who took charge of your life, Elodie. I was simply there to support you. We built something beautiful together, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store for us. Through Elodie's journey, we discovered a story of redemption and hope. From her difficult past to her bright future alongside David, Elodie has shown that personal transformation is possible and that love can guide us towards a new beginning. Their tea rooms became havens of peace, and their foundation brought hope to those in need. Their story is a powerful reminder that each of us deserves a second chance and that our choices can create a brighter future.